Check. Check 1, 2. Let's do it, looks like we're for the music,
Yeah.
I gotta laugh.
Yeah, well, you actually didn't even check my microphone, I don't think. So check.
All right, now I can hear you.
Cool.
Oh, hey there. Didn't see you. Well, I guess welcome back to episode 20. What a milestone.
What a milestone.
We did it. They say the first 20 episodes are the hardest, right?
Do they?
For the folks at home, you're watching or listening to the Marc and Pete podcast.
I'm Pete. He's Mark.
Pete, Mark, we talk about news, current affairs, memes,
Yeah.
and half-baked opinions.
Yeah.
So you can look forward to that in our 20th episode. Let's get right in to the first. Let's not. Let's chat a little bit more, right? Longer intro period.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We're losing daylight fast.
We are losing daylight. Yeah. It gets dark around 4. We're into Thanksgiving season. Do you like Thanksgiving? Where do you rank it on holidays?
Probably equal with the 4th of July. Christmas is the best, obviously. And
Because
down
Jesus
there,
was born.
it's higher than Flag Day.
Higher than Flag Day. Well, what would you say the center of Thanksgiving is?
The turkey.
Oh, see, I would say family.
Oh.
But yeah, it tells a lot. Do you like turkey?
No, not even that much.
Yeah, me neither.
It's all about the side dishes.
Yeah. Turkey, it's similar to tofu, and it's pretty flavorless. Has less than desirable consistency. I find turkey pretty dry, but I do enjoy stuffing, cranberry sauce, all that stuff. I like the next day turkey sandwich, but I'd probably like it even more if you took out the turkey and replaced it with tri-tip or something. But it's here, so we're gonna be visiting our families.
Yeah,
soon.
I'm having barbecue the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's a smart move.
Yeah,
What are you?
cleanse the palate. We're celebrating my birthday, by the way,
In
which is
November?
coming up. Yeah, my parents are going to be in town, and they wanted to do something for me for my birthday, so we're just going to celebrate it then.
So they're taking you out to barbecue. Where are you going?
No, we're going to get takeout barbecue and just eat it at the house.
That seems worse. Why not eat it there?
There's a baby involved.
They have baby chairs. You should go to Q39. It's a nice, cloth napkin sit down place. They'd make some mac and cheese for the baby. Has the baby eaten solid foods yet?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we'll make some mac and cheese for the baby. Yeah, be a nice time. Day after Thanksgiving, they'll probably pretty packed.
yeah. We'll probably just get takeout.
All right. Well, you do you. Well, happy early birthday, Pete. How old are you going to be?
Thanks. I'm in my 30s.
39. Can you believe it? Doesn't look a day older than 38.
Yeah. 28.
What was that movie we watched, or that documentary we watched last night?
The Elizabeth Holmes Theranos one.
Yeah. Oof. Check that out if you haven't seen it. Pretty interesting. Pete had very little sympathy for the Holmes character.
Yeah.
Who, just had a dream.
Mark was in love with her.
Well, I think it's one of those Silicon Valley stories.
He stopped me and he was like, I really see a lot of myself in her.
That she had a vision and she pursued it at all costs. And can you really fault her for it? I guess so. You said she was sentenced to 11 years in penitentiary. I guess you can fault her for defrauding investors. But check it out. What was the name of that documentary?
I don't remember.
Whatever.
It was on HBO.
Was it?
HBO Max.
HBO. Shout out. All right. Well, time for our first segment, the news. In this week's events, we have Qatar, host of the World Cup. They're paying fans to attend, or they're paying
Qatar.
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 It's pronounced Qatar
Or Qatar. It's
Qatar.
No, there's no U in it.
Yeah, but there's a Q.
Qatar. See, this is getting to the thing that I want to talk about later. Pronunciation.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the bottom of this. You do not have a lot of battery in your laptop. Oh shit. Qatar. All right. Cut that part. Qatar. So fans paid to attend World Cup by Qatar have daily allowance canceled. So Qatar is paying people to attend the World Cup.
Yeah, and to generally be good, like just World Cup, largely social media ambassadors towards the event.
Oh, okay. So they're like influencers going there.
Yes.
So they're being paid, and they were promised a daily allowance, which is now being canceled
for meals. Yeah. Also, Qatar just announced that there will be no alcohol sales at the World Cup.
What?
Yeah.
That's going to be a bummer.
They had this big partnership with Budweiser.
Damn.
And Budweiser's pissed because the country just like pulled out of it.
Is it against the law in Qatar?
It is I think pretty conservative, Arab country.
Yeah, interesting country, right? It's just a little peninsula, smaller than the size of Connecticut, attached to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, who's to say how they treat their women? I don't know.
Very, very poorly, from what I understand. And it's pretty controversial that they even were awarded the World Cup, right? So they got it in 2010. It was announced that they would be hosting this one that's happening now. Is that what's going on? Yeah. Now, so they got to work. They had to build like some state of the art stadium, right? Because it's super, super hot out there, right? Or not a good place to play football, soccer, right?
Big, beautiful stadium.
Yeah, I saw some chart. Maybe we can find it and put it up here. But it compared the prices of every other or recent World Cup, like how much the city and the country had to pour into it to prepare for it. Because it's kind of a typical thing. You get the World Cup. We just were awarded the World Cup here in Kansas City, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to start working on getting everything ready for that. And usually it does cost millions, right? But in the case of Qatar, it's cost several billion, like tens of billions, I think.
Wow. Why?
Yeah.
To build a stadium?
Yeah. To prepare everything. They had to build the whole stadium, and I guess they've been using a lot of
transportation. And
they've been using a lot of South Asian migrant workers, and at least 6,500 of them have died in the process of preparing for the World Cup.
Damn.
Yeah, so they're not famous for their human rights standards, I suppose. And this just makes them even shadier. And I heard that kind of the I don't know how you say it, the circumstances surrounding them being selected for the World Cup are pretty shady as well. Like they got France's vote, and then they immediately bought a French football team, that sort of thing. Football club, I guess they call them.
Maybe they were just saying thank you.
I think they were greasing some wagons, or so to speak.
Some frogs.
Greasing some frogs.
Ethan, I don't hate the French.
All right. Well, so what do you think of that? Are you going to go?
No, I'm going to wait till it's in my backyard here in Kansas City.
Yeah. Where are we going to host it?
Then, that'd be fun. Get some World Cup tickets, meet a bunch of Europeans, and
are we gonna do it at the T-Mobile Center? Is that?
Yeah, that seems to be where they put everything.
Well, yeah. Do we have a big soccer field? We have a big football field.
There's the Sporting KC one. I'm pretty sure they'll have to. And then there's this new ladies, the Monarchs stadium that's downtown.
Yeah? Is that new?
Yeah.
Where? Where is it?
It's by the river.
Down by the river?
Down by the river.
Okay.
So that's 2 soccer stadiums they can play in. Or pitches.
The World Cup ones
I watched Ted Lasso.
World Cup ones are pretty crazy looking though. Do they have some pictures of? I don't know. I saw some pictures of the one that they built in Qatar. It's definitely a couple notches above any of the stadiums we have around here, except for the T-Mobile Center. But that's more of a basketball hockey arena.
/ concert venue.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's that. Them are the facts right there.
So you're going
Make
to
of it
the
what
world,
you will.
you're going to the World Cup. It's all expenses paid, and then bam, your gracious hosts take away your living stipend
Yeah.
and no alcohol.
Yeah. So did they remove like the all expenses paid part or just the like daily spending money allowance?
I don't think the article said. It referred to the food budget. The allowance was intended as a small uplift on your own personal funds to assist with refreshments during your stay.
Okay. So they're still paying for their hotels and travel?
I would imagine some of them.
Interesting. All right.
But,
yeah. Well,
no food for you.
Feel free to form your own opinions and let us know in the comments what you think of this Qatar business.
Yeah.
Go ahead and
I've heard some people will be boycotting the World Cup this year.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
There's usually some boycotters wherever it is. I heard it compared to what they're trying to do with this World Cup is kind of the same thing Beijing did with the 2008 Olympics. It really turned things around as far as their image and that sort of thing. Let's see how it works out for Qatar. All right, you want to take the next headline, Pete?
Sure. Scientists feed dairy cows cannabis to see what would happen.
To see what would happen.
Dairy cows fed a diet containing industrial hemp experienced several physical and behavioral changes, including increased yawning, salivation, and unsteady movements, according to a study.
Sounds like it has the same effect it has on me.
I read something down here about increased tongue play, too.
Yeah?
Cows are always just...
During cow intercourse?
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. It was just like some horny ass MF writing this article.
Maybe. My horny ass could not be a journalist. Do you think? So you think they just have cotton mouth? Is that what it means? They're just
maybe. Maybe they might have cotton udder because there was decreased milk production, and that was the whole point of this whole study, if you can call it that,
to see if their milk would get you high,
to see how it would affect the milk. And sure enough, there were significant levels of THC found in the milk.
Really?
Yes.
So that's some high value milk then, right?
Well, think of the possibilities. We'll start seeing, like they said, the THC didn't come through as well, but like other cannabinoids did, like CBD. So we could start seeing the CBD milk.
Wow. It's kind of like that. What's that coffee that they feed to some sort of cat in the jungle, and then the cat poops it out, and then you drink that coffee, and it's some fancy expensive coffee. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I do know what you're talking about.
Maybe it's not a cat. Maybe it's a monkey. I don't know. I think it's some sort of marsupial. Similar to that, right?
Yeah, pretty similar.
It's your weed, but it's processed through a cow's body.
Yeah, all 4 stomachs. Because a cow has 4 stomachs.
I think that's like a cat. A cat has 9 lives. A cow has 4 stomachs because it can eat so much. It's just a figure of speech. Pete.
No, it's scientific. A cow actually has 4 stomachs.
Why would it need 4 stomachs? All it eats is grass and weed.
To process the grass and weed. It's like a 4-chamber. It's a ruminant stomach, and it has 4 chambers: the rumen, the reticulum, the omasum, and the abomasum.
Okay. Yeah, so that's 4 times the processing goodness. Would you drink the milk from a cow?
I'm not a big milk guy, but
Maybe a little in your coffee?
some CBD milk, yeah.
No, might not be big. It
You know,
seems.
they are. I'm sorry, but
Go ahead.
no, go on.
It just seems ineffective or inefficient, rather. That like you could just add CBD directly to the milk. Why do you got to do it through the cow?
Why wouldn't you just do it through the cow?
It probably takes a lot more weed. Yeah.
But this is industrial hemp. This is, they grow this stuff by the field.
Still, but then you've ruined your cow for people that just want normal milk. I don't know. Seems like it'd be easier just to add it later in the production process.
They only did it for 2 days, and then they stopped feeding the cows cannabis, and they returned to normal.
Yeah, less tongue play.
Less tongue play.
Okay. Is this humane though? Because the cows are clearly getting high, right? They're yawning, tongue play. What was the other symptom?
Physical instability.
Yeah, physical instability. That's not very cool. It's like you don't want to get your dog high, right? That's not very ethical.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you say for the cows?
Seems like a harebrained scheme.
Yeah, who are these scientists? Tommy Chong, Mike Tyson.
Berlin's German Federal Institute for Risk Assessment.
Risk assessment.
German scientists. They have a good track record.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing but good things has come from German scientists. Well, that's good. Well, what's your opinion on it? Yay or nay? Feeding cows weed.
It is, you're right, it's cruel to the cow, but CBD milk, they might be onto something. It's like we talk about putting lithium in the water or fluoride in the toothpaste. Put CBD in the milk.
Yeah, but do it after it's already come out of the cow, I would say. But it does make sense because cannabis it's fat soluble, so you need a little milk would work well with that. But yeah, no need to harm or discomfort any cows before they go to the slaughter. Yeah, I give that one big moo down. And also in this week's news, Chinese man runs a 3:28 marathon while chain smoking.
Now, quick, tell me what a 3:28 marathon is.
I think that means 3 hours and 28 minutes.
Okay.
Which I don't know if that's good. Is that good or?
I read the article. It said he was just kind of average.
Okay, so sort of middle of the pack.
But he still ran a marathon, which I couldn't do.
Yeah.
Also, probably smoked a pack of cigarettes, which I don't think I could do.
Smoking the entire time. What was the name of the person? Uncle Chen, 21 years old.
He's 21? No. He looks 58.
That's the joke, but I don't know. Does it say how old he is? 50-year-old. 50-year-old smoking. So what does this mean? Is smoking not as bad for you as people say?
First of all, it's like a person in Asia.
What's that?
They have superhuman powers.
Careful.
No, cigarettes aren't technically banned from the race. They just assume you wouldn't be stupid enough to smoke them.
Well, yeah, it's certainly not a performance-enhancing drug, right?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it does just give him the cool mental clarity to tackle a marathon. Because it's as much a mental feat as it is a physical feat.
It is a stimulant. Yeah. And it's something that's nice to do when you're bored, right? And what's more boring than running for 3.5 hours?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw a video the other day. Maybe we can find it, but it was a marathon. People were running by, and how people will stand on the sidelines with like cups of water that the runners can grab. This guy had a bong, holding it out, seeing if he could get any takers. What a time to be alive. Well, what are your thoughts on this guy? You think he's just an impressive individual? He's making headlines.
They say he was not shooting for a world record, but technically there isn't any previous record in place.
Yeah, so if you just do something that's never been done, it becomes a world record.
I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
So what is his world record? It's the fastest marathon time
While chain smoking cigarettes.
But so chain smoking implies that he lit his new cigarettes with his still burning old cigarettes, right?
I think if you want to get real, if you really want to get technical about it,
well,
yes.
I mean, if we're documenting it in the Guinness Book of World Records, then you need to get technical.
I guess you do. I like where your head's at.
I mean, otherwise, some joker can just smoke one cigarette while running a marathon and say he beat his time. I'm all about defending this guy's honor. Do you think he did it on purpose? Or do you think this guy's just such a badass? He's like, yeah, I'll run the marathon.
It's like the Boss Hogs episode of It's Always Sunny where Charlie orders a rum and coke and he's like, I'm just like thirsty.
Yeah.
And he's like 38 beers deep.
Is that the airplane one?
Yeah.
Okay.
You think he just wanted some cigarettes?
Yeah, maybe he just chain smokes all the time and he just wanted to run a marathon. I think it's less he wanted the cigarettes.
Or he just wanted to run a marathon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just doing it his way.
I don't know. He's got the number and everything on. He looks pretty.
Well, yeah, of course he's official. But yeah, do you think he was doing it as a stunt or it just happened to?
I think this was pure. I think he just happened to do it. I don't think it was a stunt at all.
Pretty cool. You think you could run a marathon?
No.
With or without chain smoking cigarettes?
No.
How far is a marathon?
Isn't it like 28.6 miles?
That sounds right. Yeah, because it's kilometers, so it would be some fucked up number of miles.
Yeah.
That sounds right. No, gosh. Running 1 mile is brutal, right? Yeah, it's got to be a big mental game. What's his name? Uncle Chen?
Uncle Chen. They just call him Uncle Chen.
Shout out Uncle Chen. All right. Well, that was the news. Really, really interesting stuff this week. We'll look forward to updates about Qatar and Uncle Chen and those stoned cows. All right. What's our next section?
You know what it's time for? Welcome
to this week's memes. This week's memes. We're folding it into the normal episode. It was too much work. All right, start us off, Pete.
Okay. All right. This is a 2-panel one. Pretty simple. You got a dog sitting at a computer and he's Googling hot dogs in my area. And the second image, the dog's looking straight at you, just like womp womp. And the computer is a bunch of images of hot dogs, like in buns, like the things you would eat.
It's pretty good. I didn't understand this the first time I saw it. I guess you had probably sent it in the group chat. I didn't get it. I was like, this dog is just Googling hot dogs. I thought because, dogs probably love eating hot dogs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought he was just Googling hot dogs and then there's the hot dogs. And I don't know why he was making that face. I thought it would be a happier dog face. But now it makes sense. They were looking for sexy dogs.
Yeah.
Locally.
Attractive single dogs.
But instead, they got back the food product.
Hot dog.
Hot dog. Glizzy. A glizzy, if you will. Now, I know you get busy with a glizzy, right?
Yeah, I've been known to.
Always make it to The Brick on Thursdays. Glizzy night. $7 fancy hot dogs. What's your favorite hot dog there? Shout out The Brick. We'll put their handle up here.
The Brick. I like the Frito chili pie dog because it's just so absurd.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It is absurd. I haven't gotten it personally, but I've seen you eat it. You almost need a fork for it, right?
You need a fork and knife.
Yeah. That one's pretty intense.
What do you like?
I like the one with sauerkraut best. I forget what it's called.
You even told me, you were like, I think this is even a sandwich.
Even a sandwich. What does that mean?
This is, there's the whole hot dog.
The hot dog debate, is it a sandwich? Yeah.
Argument. Well, you said this thing is, leave out the curse words, but this thing is a god darn sandwich.
Was I talking about the sauerkraut one, or I got their Chicago dog one time, and that one, it's got like everything you would expect to be in a burger, It's got like the lettuce, the tomato, onion. That one's very sandwich-like.
Oh, maybe it was.
Probably.
Pay attention.
Where do you stand on the is a hot dog a sandwich?
No, it's not. It's its own thing.
Heard it here first, people. Leave a comment below if you think a hot dog is a sandwich and why. If you don't think a hot dog is a sandwich, we already agree with you. Let's move on. We've got a tweet. Caleb Heeran at Caleb Says Things. Every city has a guy they all know about. You can visit a friend in their town and see a man dressed in robes riding a horse, and your friend will go, "Oh yeah, haha, that's horseback Jesus." And that's just the end of the explanation. Now this hits close to home, right? No pun intended.
Yeah, my hometown had a guy.
As did mine. What was your hometown's guy?
We had a Crazy Mike, and he. Where do you start with him? He always wore these headphones with like a radio antenna on them, and he would like sit in restaurants uncomfortably and like not order anything, and then just like argue with the wait staff. And he claimed to be listening to like voices on these headphones. And then inevitably they would kick him out of the restaurant, and he'd get into his like little red Corvette that he owned and drive back to his huge house, because apparently Crazy Mike came from like a lot of money, and then like his parents died in like the 80s or something, and like they left him everything, and he then got into like cocaine and drugs, fried his brain, and then he became Crazy Mike.
So just a local eccentric, sounds like. You ever talk to Crazy Mike?
Accidentally.
And what does that mean?
I'd be like, I'd like bump into him going into the diner and be like, "Oh, excuse me,
don't hurt me,
don't touch me."
Yeah, was he like weird? Was he dirty? Was it like he couldn't take care of himself?
He was weird. He'd wear like short shorts.
Nothing weird about that.
Long Jerry curls.
Sounds like just a hipster.
No, he was in Wichita, Kansas.
I don't know anything about Wichita.
It's pretty weird.
Yeah, sounds like maybe you were just mean. Huh? Maybe you were jealous of his sweet headphones and cool Corvette, big house, rock star lifestyle. Yeah, we had in my town, we had a very similar. Well, I don't know. His name was Walter. Everyone called him Peaser, which isn't very nice. I think he's since passed away. But he had a house, but didn't stay at it. He would camp around town. You could usually just see his encampment. He was the only like homeless. He wasn't homeless, but he was the only person that was allowed in the town to kind of hang out and just act like a bum. Like the town was so locked down. If a homeless person like tried to hitchhike their way in, the cops would just pick them up and drive them out to the nearest city and drop them back off. Say no, yeah,
back the way you came.
No, thank you. But they respected Walter for some reason, just because he was a town character. But for a while they would clean him up because he didn't take care of himself at all. He just had a big wild beard and always wore the same clothes. And I guess the cops would pick him up every once in a while, take him to the jail, shave him, clean him up, shower him, and then send him back out. But they stopped doing that after a while because it was like I don't know, they came under scrutiny for using resources like that.
Yeah,
but
helping people.
Yeah, he always had a big wad of cash. He would go into the pizza factory. It was his favorite place to eat, and he would sit there sometimes with I remember one time watching him. He had just like a crumpled ball of foil, and he was just yelling at it. Sitting in his booth, just having a heated debate with this ball of foil. So interesting characters. Every town has one. That there must be some sort of, I don't know, that's the threshold a small town like will allow is one crazy character. This town's not big enough for two. Otherwise things just go wild.
I don't know. My town did have a second one, but
Uh-oh.
nothing, not far more innocent. They were called the Rock Road Runner, and there's this big street called Rock Road that ran straight through the middle of the city, and it was always packed with traffic. And at the oddest times of day, you would see the Rock Road Runner just like doing marathons,
Just running. I went to high school with the guy who ran everywhere, and at first it seems silly, like a Forrest Gump sort of thing, but he was into it, and he wore like wristbands, and he was just always dressed in running gear.
Yeah.
And his legs were fucking awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
just bulging with muscles, and really, when you think about it, what a healthy way to live! Just running everywhere you go. Like, guy's probably got the heart of a horse.
Mhm.
A greyhound, or some sort of fast running a cheetah,
Yeah.
a gazelle, heart of a quick land animal.
Cheetah.
Yeah. We had another one, and this guy he was kind of on the opposite side of the law. So the cops would help out Walter, and then there was another. I kid you not, his name was Jesse James. Like the famous outlaw Jesse James Scott was his full name, and he was routinely in the newspaper as Mariposa's most wanted for. I saw him breaking the law all the time. He would not walk into any sort of store without shoving something down his pants. Quite a character, but he was always around town. You would see him. I would chat with him all the time.
Yeah, was he a jailbird? Was he like a snake in The Simpsons?
Yes, very much so. Just like that. And yeah, he was in and out of the jail. They couldn't keep him though. He was a free spirit.
Sure.
Strong-willed.
Sure.
Yeah. He remember like the 21-year-old runner we were profiling. He was, I think, 23 one time he told me, and he did not look a day under 40. He was in very rough condition, and that's local people. None as interesting as horseback Jesus.
Yeah, I want to see horseback Jesus.
There was a guy who famously got a DUI on his horse on his way to court to fight another DUI that he got in a car. That's pretty wild, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's small town stuff.
Sad what we did to the cowboy,
What do you mean?
Well, we really kind of pushed them out of existence.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think so?
A certain way of life.
They kind of deserve it though, right? Because I mean,
yeah, they were misogynistic and racist.
Also, they pushed all the indigenous people
really racist
as well. So yeah, cowboys not so cool once you put them under a microscope. Oh, okay, all right. This is a text chain, so we got to do the back and forth. All right, go ahead.
Okay, what was that Radiohead song you played? The long, drawn out one.
Everyone. I need a bit more than that.
Beeping and shit. Atmospheric.
Still doesn't narrow it down. Which night I can check my Scrabbles.
Humming and shit as well.
You're describing every Radiohead song.
End scene.
Nice. Nailed it. Fourth take. Always the good one. So this one's funny. If you know Radiohead, they've got a sound, and it's atmospheric, real drawn out. Masters of texture. Pete's he's real wobbly. He's a bit of a flip flopper on his position on Radiohead. Sometimes he'll tell me he doesn't like them at all. Sometimes he says Kid A's a masterpiece. I've yet to figure it out. Do you like Radiohead or not?
No, I like a few albums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like In Rainbows. And
Is there just some Radiohead songs that you despise? Is that why you
yes,
can't? Like which one?
Pyramid Song.
Not familiar.
You play piano, and you don't know Pyramid Song?
No. How does it go?
It's the song everyone plays on the piano all the time.
Give it a
dun 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 dun.
Oh yeah,
dun.
yeah. No, good. I know what you're talking about now. Okay, you don't like that one?
No.
That one's nice. It's very dramatic. Yeah, it's a real vibe. Got a vibe to it. You don't? No. All right. Well, we can't please everyone. You can always please Pete.
Yeah, you a Radiohead stan?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It wasn't that much Radiohead, but I like them. I appreciate them as musicians. You know, they're always trying to push the envelope, doing weird time signatures and just strange tricks, and somehow working it. Because there's a lot of bands that try crazy stuff. You know, just interesting stuff musically. Like I see it a lot with like music majors who like studied music in college and stuff. They're always trying to do things that are outside the box, and rarely do they sound like good. You know, or at least in a way that would be appealing to a mass audience. But Radiohead has been able to thread that needle, and still, you know, and I think this is just the nature of the music industry. Their songs like "Creep," "Creep" is like the most controversial song. You know, it's by far their most popular, most beloved song. But to the people that have Radiohead tattoos, it's their least favorite song, and they'll all tell you they don't care much for it at all. It's kind of it's like Radiohead's. I'm trying to think the equivalent Weezer song, Beverly Hills. It's Radiohead's Beverly Hills. It's funny. Our sister podcast, The Blurbs, Ethan has that exact tattoo right in the same spot. Pretty sure.
Well, when you say Radiohead tattoo,
maybe he's got it up here.
When you say Radiohead tattoo, that's what I picture.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Okay.
I've got a few friends that have that tattoo, and I'm sure each one of them will say, "Creep." It's their Beverly Hills. I think that's a good metaphor. I don't like the way you just moved right past it and didn't react to it.
You just I don't know. You seem to have a much more formulated opinion on Radiohead than I do.
We've both talked about it.
Yeah.
So many times.
I don't know. I think it's a good song.
There we go. Well, time to laser off your Radiohead tattoo, Pete. All right. Was that the last meme?
That was the last meme. 3 memes.
3 memes. Yeah. Felt about right. And we could have squeezed a 4th one in there, but we're still feeling it out. I'm liking this format with the news, now the memes. Now what else do we have?
What else? I guess we just have a whole bag full of half-baked opinions.
Half-baked opinions. Cue the music. Yeah. Oh, they're so half-baked. All right, Pete. Well, what's your half-baked opinion for this week?
All right, we referenced it earlier, and it's words that aren't pronounced like they're spelled.
Things that they're not phonetically. What's the?
Yeah.
Okay.
Qatar.
Yeah, that's an upsetting one.
The one that really got me though was actor Ray Fiennes.
Yeah,
because his name is spelled Ralph Fiennes. What's up with that?
Like how? Like A or RALPH?
Yeah.
Right. How do you spell Ralph?
Ralph.
With a PH?
RALPH, yeah.
And he pronounces that Ray?
Ray.
Well, is it just like Ray for short? Like if your name's James, you can go by Jim?
I don't know. Is Ray short for Ralph? Or short for Raymond?
Well, sometimes there's overlap.
No, he's like European.
Yeah. But his name is never written just like R-A, R-A-Y, R-A-E.
Not that I've ever seen.
R-A. No? That's interesting. Yeah, and then the last name is Fiennes?
Fiennes.
But spelt
Fiennes.
Well, I got to admit, Pete, I similarly, part of my name is difficult to pronounce and not obvious.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Ferris.
Farias.
Yeah, yeah. You could read it and you might think Farias, Farius, but it's just Ferris. You know, pretty similar. And I didn't do it on purpose, like Ray Fiennes over here, and I find it to be a bit of a curse. People always mispronounce it. Fairy ass is my least favorite for obvious reasons.
Farias.
Yeah. But yeah, it's that's the English language is often criticized for this, right? Just not with names, but with words. Is colonel, like an army colonel? Is that an English word?
A hard one. I don't know.
Spelled like a colonel. It's a strange one.
French and English, but the French spelling made more sense. It was coronel. Corone.
Colonel. Yeah, that does work. That works better. What's another one? Caveat. Huh? Looks like caveat. Caveat. That's an annoying one.
I remember I was reading To Kill a Mockingbird, or it might have been Huck Finn, but the word cooperation just fucked with my brain so much, and I just couldn't understand it. Every time I saw it on the page, I would read it, cooperation.
Sure. Yeah, because why wouldn't you pronounce it like that?
Really frustrating. One of those words I'll never forget.
Yeah. What one has always gotten me, or it's just, I don't know, upsetting, interesting. Well, I'll get your read on it. I before E, except after C, right? Isn't that the rule of thumb for English language spelling?
Or when sounding like A as a neighbor or way.
Really? That's an extended part of it?
Yeah, that's the other part.
Okay. Well, what about weird? What about the word weird? WEIRD. Doesn't follow any of those rules. And coincidentally is the word weird.
The word describing is the word weird.
So it's like we've got these rules of thumb, but they don't always work.
I never do that. That's a pretty good one. Pretty good. Next time I'm at Linguistics Club, I'll drop that one.
Yeah, that's what Pete calls visiting his family. They're all huge language nerds. Well, good. What are we talking about? Oh yeah, that's your gripe. What are we half-baked opinion?
Yeah.
What's your opinion on that? You think everything should be spelled phonetically?
Particularly when it comes to names. Don't expect us to guess. Don't be mad when we get it wrong.
That's I think that's a little bit insensitive, to cultures, that sort of thing. People.
Oh, come on.
You go to Poland is a big example of that. The names are often very long with like a ton of consonants together. Pretty difficult for Westerners to know how to pronounce, but what are they going to do about it?
I had a roommate whose name was David, but he went by David. He was Czech. And
sure. Yeah, a lot of people do that to make their names easier for people to pronounce.
And I'm not sure what to call him. Like, he doesn't live in the US anymore. He lives in Canada.
Yeah. So you think maybe he doesn't go by David anymore?
Maybe not.
I don't know. David was Polish?
Czech.
I don't know. I've heard of a lot of Polish people changing their last names in particular to make them more palatable, which, I think I like learning new interesting names personally, but that's why it's an opinion. Am I right?
It's an opinion. What's your opinion?
My opinion is that so there's a crosswalk right in front of our apartment building, and cars, they're always just disregarding pedestrians trying to cross, myself included. I have to walk across that street at least twice a day, every day to walk Abby, and cars are flying by.
At least 4 times a day, because you take her out twice.
Oh, interesting point. Yeah. At least 4 crossings every single day. And it's always like a game of Frogger. And I mean, the law is you're supposed to stop for pedestrians, right?
It's true.
And I've had cars whiz past me right in front of cops. I've had cops whiz past me. I've had, other municipal cars. And it's just bonkers. People need to stop doing that.
Slow down.
Yeah, it's dangerous. And I'm thinking about writing to the city. I've wanted to do this for some time now. I haven't gotten to it, but I think maybe get a petition going to get one of those. You ever go to those streets and there's like a button you can push and then a bunch of yellow lights flash?
Yep, that's what you need.
Yeah, that's exactly what we need. So that's my opinion. If you live in Kansas City and would sign that petition, go ahead and drop a comment. This is I don't want to dox our location, but if you think that's a problem in Kansas City, then go ahead and show your support down in the comments. And while you're at it, throw a little like and subscribe on there. A little something for the algorithm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're probably pretty like-minded.
Yeah, we're pretty middle of the road. Would you say?
Yeah. Like standing in the middle of the road.
No, pun intended. Oh goodness. Oh golly. Well, that was an episode, right? Any last thoughts?
Last words? No. I mean, that went well. Let's keep doing them.
Yeah. I like the format. So I guess just to our viewers and listeners, Marc and Pete, we wish you a happy Thanksgiving. Right, this one's going to come out right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you're spending it with your family.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And I hope there's another protein other than some dry ass turkey for you to enjoy. And happy early birthday, Pete.
Yeah.
Glad you get to celebrate it with your family.
Oh, well.
Till next time. Stay classy, planet Earth. So we're on Burgundy.
Yeah.
Two on the nose.